Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the bride. Who brings this woman to marry this man?
We do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Welcome and thank you all for coming to this special occasion. As you all know, Wendy and Thomas are very special people with fantastic individual taste. For anyone that might think they are normal or by-the-book people, here is how Wendy and Thomas compare to some old idioms about relationships. It is often said that theirs was a storybook romance, but for Tom, it would be an auto-manual romance, and for Wendy, it would be a fitness book romance. Others have said, the family that prays together stays together. But for these two, the rule is, the couple that has orthopedic surgery together stays together. And finally, popular opinion says that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But Tom was wise enough to realize that the way to Wendy's heart was through George's stomach. So as you can see, they have written their own story, and they don't always follow the rules exactly. In Wendy's world, everything has the potential to be an adventure. And Tom has been around long enough to know it isn't his best to just hold on and enjoy the ride. To understand the love and friendship Wendy and Thomas share, you need only to spend time alone with them. When one of the vendors they interviewed for their wedding said, it helps to see how you interact together, how one of you can make the other laugh. Wendy laughed to herself, knowing that it would not take more than a sneaky-eyed look or a flare of a nostril to bring a smile to Tom's face. And Wendy needs only to look into Tom's warm eyes to know how lucky she is. In the early days of their relationship, when everything was new, Wendy would have described the connection between the two of them as inexplicable. When she realized over a year ago that she had no longer cared by the idea of marriage, she kept it to herself until Tom mentioned the subject 6 months later. Filled with trepidation, Wendy answered honestly and told Tom that she no longer was frightened. He surprised her with a proposal on a rainy night while sharing mango Italian ice. They have a great partnership in so many ways. Tom enjoys teaching, and Wendy is always eager to learn new things. Wendy didn't realize this meant she'd be carrying landscape timber around a garden and sliding underneath her car to fix the suspension. And Tom never knew he would have to teach Wendy the names of all the tools, even though Wendy always brings a variety when he asks for a particular tool. The trust and security they have in each other is another hallmark of their relationship. Wendy often will share the contents of her wild imagination, and while Tom may think she is a little crazy, he is always willing to listen. In return, Tom has helped Wendy to find an inner strength that matches her outer strength. Over the years, Wendy and Thomas have created so many memories they can look back on. In their first month together, the sparks were already flying when Tom met Wendy, accompanied by George, dressed as a mummy at the Halloween costume contest, and he shared his umbrella with the two of them. He may have also stolen a kiss by the parking meter to end the night. In year two, they were pretty sure it was love when they went to watch the IndyCar finale at Homestead, and then headed to the Keys to go snorkeling, two of Tom's favorite activities. They knew it must be love at the start of year three when they survived a road trip from Florida to New York for Thanksgiving to meet Wendy's extended family. Tom is sure that he won the road trip competition, which involved successful lane changes without hitting lane markers. In year four, the love was undeniable as they sat in the rain, waiting to watch the NASCAR finals in Miami. And in year five, they achieved the final step in true love. Wendy anxiously allowed Tom to do an oil change on her car. As year six of their lives begins, they will certainly make more memories together. But few will be as special and memorable as standing here and sharing their love with family and friends. In thinking about this marriage ceremony, Wendy and Thomas shared about the importance of commitment for the future and trusting in each other. They were reminded of a passage from Jeremiah in the Old Testament, which says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. You will seek me and find me where you seek me with all your heart." Wendy and Thomas understand that they are small parts of our world, and that their challenges will be addressed and resolved more successfully together than they could ever hope to achieve apart from each other. Wendy and Thomas, you give us hope, and I know everyone in attendance is overjoyed to be your witnesses. You have proven that relationships are a work in progress, and they grow to include others. We are touched by your happiness. We are moved by your exquisite courage of your love for each other. It gives us incomprehensible joy to celebrate with you, to be reminded that true love, abiding love, is a consequence of the practice of love, and that nothing we do in this life is ever wasted, or for that matter, is ever lost entirely. Wendy and Thomas, would you like to share your personal vows with you this time?
Butterfly effect states that a hurricane can be born based upon the flapping of butterfly wings thousands of miles away. Today's celebration can be traced back to a cup of coffee shared 5 years ago. If it were not for an invitation of a friend for me to join him with a cute girl he was interested in, today would not be happening. My first experience meeting Wendy came at that Starbucks. She seemed to be hiding in oversized jeans and a huge hoodie. When we were introduced, what she could not hide were the dimples, disarming smile, and the incredible twinkle in her eye. I have always appreciated smart, interesting people, and that night, talking with her, touched something deep within my heart. Here was was this beautiful woman talking to me, actually understanding my ideas and perspective. In fact, to this day, I don't remember if our friend was there talking with us or if he just left. I could only focus on her and the gorgeous dimples and smiles. And it was just a cup of coffee. Over the next few weeks, we accidentally, although they were very well planned out by me, saw each other at events in West Palm. I had spoken to her about George, and I realized he would be my main competition. Being a proactive kind of person, I always brought treats for George, and Wendy was amazed at how much he actually loved me. For the first few meetings, I really felt like a second-class citizen. Wendy would not even let me into her building to use the restroom. We did continue to meet at social events and had several meals together. Each time she smiled, my heart skipped, and she owned it more each week. All this from that one cup of coffee. Finally, she asked me up to her apartment, and when I walked in, I was taken aback. From a woman with an incredibly deep soul was a stark white apartment with nothing on the walls. And I really mean nothing on the walls. Oh, and there was the red couch from her college days. I didn't want to say anything, but it seemed as if she had gone to college a very long time ago based on the condition of that couch. This whole thing actually endeared me to her even more. I asked her if she ever thought of painting her apartment, and she looked at me squarely in the eye and said, "Jewish girls just don't do that." I could not let that slide, and we painted her living room. And for a Jewish girl that did not do that, she was suddenly painting bedrooms, bathrooms, putting up tile in her kitchen. And over the last couple of years, she and I have found that there is nothing she cannot do. We have crawled under cars, rebuilt motorcycle engines, and built gardens. She is amazing and surprising in every way. I love all that she is. She proclaimed the other day having an issue with her air conditioning that she had fixed, and this was, mind you, at 7 o'clock in the morning. "I fixed the AC. I am Wendy. I can fix anything." This lady standing before me today has so touched every part of my being, and I love her. I have never had so much fun, challenge, love, acceptance, and understanding in my life as I do today. All of this from a cup of coffee 5 years ago. I should probably thank Juan Valdez for that. Wendy, the promises I make today for you and for all to witness describe how much I love you. I will cheer for Stanford even though their mascot is a tree. I will always fix Dewey as long as he is living. I will strive to do the most thankless jobs in our life with cheer. Wendy, I will always love and honor you, demonstrating this by a caring word, tender touch, or passionate kiss each day. I will listen to understand your needs and dreams and help you to fulfill them. I will walk with you in our daily lives, standing with you during our triumphs and our challenges. Most of all, Wendy, I will be your life partner. I will love you each day the sun rises, bringing forth promises of another day together. Wendy, I love you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay.
You are my best friend, my confidant, and my love. You have smiled, laughed, and nudged your way into the heart of my heart and my soul. I am so grateful to spend the rest of my life with you. In your eyes, I learned about myself. In your arms, I learned how to love. In your heart, I believe. You challenged me to be the best person I could be, and I am who I am. Promise special coffee. I love you more than I can express in words. You know my deepest fears and my darkest secrets, and you have loved me through many of my most difficult moments. Your love and compassion offer me safety and security through the ups and downs of our lives together. You help me see the light at the end of the tunnel when I fall in the bed and declare, both seriously and sarcastically, sarcastically that there is no hope. Make me smile morning, day and night. You are the person I need to wake up to each morning, and yours are the arms that wishes I am dead today. You will never be a second-class citizen, nor my running partner, but you will always be my Nike blue jeans and a white t-shirt with greasy mechanic hands, and the alpha male of my family. You are my best friend. I will always give you my lace and take you to your leather. I cannot imagine my life without you. For all my days, I promise to be your friend, your lover, and your partner in crime. I promise to send you silly pictures of the dog, use alliteration in my text messages, show off my dimples with a smile, and giggle with my whole body from time to time. I promise to listen to explanations of the complicated inner workings of your car, and to keep a long list of the many toys you would like or fix. I promise to do the most thankless job in the house from time to time, take my clothing out to dry when it's finished at least once in a while, and always ask the requisite, where did you last see it when you tuck in your glass phone or book are missing in your house? I promise to practice doing a gator jump, so long as they are not playing Lightning Trees and Palo Alto, and to always be prepared for a green white checker finish every time. But most importantly, I promise to be yours. I promise to be true, loyal, and honest. I promise to laugh with you as we work through difficulties together. I promise to support you in all of your endeavors. I promise to sit by your side in challenging times. I promise to celebrate with you in all of your victories. I promise to love you best I can. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you stay, I will stay.
As you probably noticed, both Wendy and Thomas finished their vows with the same statement. Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. This statement is taken from the book of Ruth in the Old Testament. This story tells about family ties, but most importantly, it is a story of loyalty. May I have the rings, please? Thomas, if you'll please take Wendy's ring and place it upon the third finger of her left hand and repeat after me. Wendy, with all that I am,
Wendy, with all that I am,
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my infinite and everlasting love.
as a symbol of my infinite and everlasting love.
Wendy, if you'll please take Thomas's ring and place it upon the third finger of his left hand and repeat after me. Thomas, with all that I am,
Thomas, with all that I am,
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my infinite and everlasting love.
as a symbol of my infinite and everlasting love.
Even in times of great joy, we remember the difficulties in life. The breaking of the glass at the end of a wedding ceremony serves to remind us of two very important aspects of marriage. The bride and groom and everyone present should consider these marriage vows as permanent and final. Just as breaking of the glass is unchangeable, knowing that marriage is permanent, Wendy and Thomas should strive to love each other fully. Wendy and Thomas, you have declared before all of us that you will live together in marriage. You have made special promises to each other, which have been symbolized by the joining of hands, the taking of vows, and the giving and receiving of 2 rings. By the authority vested in me, I now pronounce that you are husband and wife. You may seal your promises with a kiss. Wendy and Thomas, never forget the beginning of your love for one another. Take care of it, nurture it, and allow it to grow strong as the years unfold before you. Always love one another with your whole heart and commit to your happiness together. Family and friends, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Thomas and Wendy Hawkins.